records of my kids. You know, like they'll go back into my old stuff and be like, what are these little shiny discs? And I'll be like, that's what music used to be on. And and I have a weird little collection of CDs that I won't get rid of, that I was just going through a few days ago.
Even the embarrassing ones?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, they're embarrassing to me now. I mean, I could still totally jam to them, but if someone was like, you have, like, next to all my yacht CDs, it's like, and then there's all the My Chemical Romance box sets, and then before that there's, like, Blink-182 stuff, and, I mean, I was buying CDs, you know, I mean, when I was, like, 10, I remember that was, like, the only way to listen to music on the bus going to school, so I had, like, my little Sony Walkman, jamming to Sum 41. I was having a good time.
Yeah. I can do that. My friend had a CD player walking down the street, and it just kept skipping every time.
Oh, that was an issue. That was an issue. It was the worst. But the thing is that, I mean, MP3 players weren't a thing. I didn't have it, so it was just kind of like. I mean, and even if it was, there was no way that my mom was going to afford to get one for me. So it was just like, I'll just have a section of my backpack, I remember, was for to carry CDs. So if I got bored with one, I could change it in the bus. And, yeah.
It'd come out skipped every time you hit a bump.
Seriously. I remember there would be like these little, kids would put like this like, it was like this gel, like this like plasticky kind of stuff, and they'd jam it in there. So that it would like have like a little shock thing.
Yeah.
And it was a weird time.
Do you miss it?
I liked the idea of really having, I mean, like, I would play some CDs, I mean, easily hundreds and hundreds of times. Oh, yeah. And I don't do that anymore because now I have, you know, an iPhone full of, you know, thousands and thousands of songs that I maybe only hear once. So I kind of miss the personalness of it. Like when a CD would come out, like I'd have to go to the store and I'd have to pay for it, and I would cherish it and not let anyone borrow it for a while. And now I'm just like, oh, you want that? Let me email it to you for free. And then it's there.
Yeah. Do you ever like have a thing that you believe with your CDs? Because I usually, whenever I buy a CD, I always have that one CD that's cracked, and it turns out to be one of my favorite CDs.
Yeah. I mean, it just shows that you definitely played it out if it cracks. But for me, I would always my CDs would always just get really dirty. And me being me, I would always drop them. And then you'd have like those little like that would look like craters from the moon on the side where you dropped it on pavement, and you're like, no. It's like the worst feeling in the world because the whole CD was fine, but it just crackled the whole time, and you're like, this is awful. I hate this.
Yeah.
I remember I had to rebuy. And this is legit. I rebought a it was like a soundtrack. What movie was it? There's a party that wants to say it was Jackass. I don't know though, but it was a soundtrack to a movie that I didn't even really like. But there was one song on it that I loved, and I dropped it walking from the bus to home, and it did the crevice thing, and it was just all over that one song, and I was just like, no, and I just ended up, instead of walking home, just walking straight to the store and just buying it again. I was just like, this is how it's going.
Yeah. I'm curious, is it weird for you that your fans want to know everything about you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I remember, and I still do, you know, the things that I like, I want to know everything about them. It's just kind of like a feeling that you get, like, I want to know what, you know, I mean, when I was a huge My Chemical Romance head, I mean, I remember I was just always like, I want to know everything about you guys. Just because maybe then I'll have like then when I listen to your songs and stuff like that, maybe there'll be like little hidden gems that I'll understand because I know that about you.
Yeah.
But over the years I've realized, and I think everyone will too, is that mystery is good, and sometimes you just gotta let things set back and let things just be a mystery for a while, because then they have their own meaning for you. And I realized that was something that I really like.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I know what that means because of this. It's like, I like this because it makes me feel this.
Yeah. I'm curious because it's really popular lately. Do you have a bucket list?
Bucket list. Not really, but I do have. I mean, they're like random things that I will definitely be like, oh, I got to do that someday. Like, oh man, I was just thinking, recently, something that I keep telling myself is I've got to make a book. I want to make a book. I don't know what kind, but that's definitely something on my list of things. I want to have a book published.
Like a written book or like a picture book?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that I would like to do a book.
Maybe in the future it can be a video book. Maybe
in the future it'll be a holographic 3D I read it to you book. I don't know.
Yeah, like open it up.
And it's just like me in hologram from like, welcome to the Mitchell Davis book. Hi.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I have a bunch of fan questions for you.
Oh, cool.
Fans. From Tumblr, because I have a hard time finding people on Twitter.
Tumbling on Tumblr.
Let's see. Jessica, Let the World Crash Down, wants to know, what are some things that you like to do besides make videos?
Try to sleep. Eat.
Try to sleep.
As of recently, run. Hang out with my grandparents. And go to thrift stores and look for interesting things. Basically, you know what? Take back thrift stores and make it just going to any store. Just walking around a store.
Yeah.
I find myself more and more now being like, I'm going to go walk around the mall, or I'm going to go walk around a thrift store, just because now I get antsy when I'm sitting at home. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I got to go walk around somewhere and be in public. Enjoy it.
Have you ever been to flea markets? I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah. Flea markets are crazy cool. Antique flea markets are like antique malls. You can just drop me off there for a day. That's good time. It's good time.
Okay. Shannon likes Cat 341, wants to know, will you ever give us a clue about what Live Lava Live means?
I have given you guys clues. What are you talking about? I'm giving so many clues. I mean, the biggest clue is that Live Lava Live is me. Live Lava Live is anything I do artistically. You know what? Saying that out loud, that's a pretty bad clue. Maybe not. Maybe I'm never going to give you guys a clue. I don't know. But again, a little mystery never hurt anybody.
Yeah, I talked to her a lot before we came to her question, and she had mentioned that you made a big impact on her life. Does that make you feel special?
It makes me feel very happy. It just kind of fills my heart up with just a good feeling. Just because it's nice to know that my videos are doing more than just
entertaining,
or just sitting on the internet being nothing. I mean, it's a very good feeling.
Yeah. Rachel, Slightly Vital, asks, do you ever wish you would have stayed in public school rather than enrolling in homeschool education?
I was never in homeschooling.
Well, that's what she asked. That's all I'm saying.
But I'll answer it like I was. Okay, let me think. If I had been in homeschool, I would have regretted. Actually, homeschooling probably would have been